progress.
Was that the idiot hour?
Stopping in, we've been tapping in. We ain't never late, dropping gems, we've been locking in. Now let's elevate, took L's to win, running laps again. This is steady race, people's champ, boy, yeah, you know I've been the heavyweight. Stopping in, we've been tapping in. We ain't never late, dropping gems, we've been locking in. Now let's elevate, took L's to win, running laps again. This is steady race, people's champ, boy, yeah, you know I've been the heavyweight.
Recording in progress.
It was so hard. It was so hard not to laugh while watching it. Because yeah, I was like, it's too good. What's going on, y'all? It is, I was about to say April. It is January 4th, the first pod episode of 2023, episode 70. We are the Heavyweight Brothers. Heavyweight Bros. Mario Brothers, bros, does it matter?
We are not Marios.
What I'm saying is, like, does it matter if we say Heavyweight Brothers? Because bros is just short for brothers, right?
Why are we here?
What do you mean?
How did we get here? Make a choice. Pick one.
They're the Heavyweight Bros. As usual. I am your host, the 5XL Assassin, the Diabolical Diabetic. Your boy, the Big Nasty. And to my right is the High Yellow Hitman, the Freaking Deacon, Coach Buck. My man's Uncle Razor. What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm excited. It's pod day. It's pod day. It's pod day.
What song are you trying to mimic on this?
None. That's just me.
Should have kept that one in the drafts. I thought you were going like with the "It's Friday," but being like "It's pod day, fun, potting and yeah, potting and yeah." You don't know the Rebecca Black Friday, bro? Ain't no way. I swear we were working together when I showed you that video. It was like one of the most popular YouTube videos of all time about how horrible that song was. They even had a black dude rapping in it, like jeans on top. You know what I'm saying?
I'm all set.
Just know that on our when we post this to Spotify, Rebecca Black's Friday will be on there. And after this, I will be showing him the video. Ain't no way, man.
I don't know what you want me to tell you, man.
Well, anyways, this is the first episode of the new year. Mm-hmm. Our last episode was the year-end wrap-up. We don't have a digging in the crates, seeing as nobody has dropped an album.
Factual.
In this time frame. But I must say, I love the fact that, like, I don't know about you, I feel like I've gotten a ton of text messages of people giving me their top 10 stuff. Not really people complaining about our top 10 stuff, mm-hmm. but just being like, oh, this was mine. And then it's like, you know, talking about like the difference is or whatever. And like every single one of them, I'm just like, why don't you put it in the comments? Just put it in the comments. Like, what are y'all scared of? Why are y'all scared of these comments so much?
The last 3 people I talked to was like, how you don't got 10 movies. Shout out to Joel Productions.
There's a lot of people that told me, they were like, your man don't got 10 movies? You said you saw 70 and this brother saw 6?
Get off my neck, fam. I'm not...
Do the homework, bro. That's all it comes down to.
That's what people keep telling me.
Because guess what? We got another 4 movies on the docket today. How many of those movies did you watch?
This guy notifies me of none of this stuff. None of this stuff. Just be at the movie eating popcorns, cleaning out his teeth while I'm at the crib chilling. And I never say...
Saturday morning. That means it's a routine. That means it's something that happens all the time. Every Saturday morning.
I know a lot of families that have Sunday dinner. I don't just pop up at their house like, hey, let me get a plate. The invite needs to go out.
I am in the movies every Saturday morning.
And then once they say...
If you'd like to join...
There you go. Go ahead.
By all means, you are more than welcome to join every Saturday. We meet now. We're supposed to be Tuesdays, but apparently it's Wednesdays. If you'd like to know what movie we're going to see this week, mm-hmm. I have no problem letting you know.
What you going to see on Saturday?
Megan.
I don't want to see Megan.
Do you want to see Puss in Boots? Do you want to see Avatar 2? Do you want to see Strange World? Do you want to see...
I'm going to see Avatar 2 on Friday with the family.
Are you really?
Yeah, it's no school.
Okay. Why is there no school on Friday?
Professional Development Day.
Didn't y'all just have a professional development week and a half?
Yes.
It's all right.
Now it got developed.
I was just saying, apparently y'all developed the habit of not working. But anyways, so we don't have them digging in the crates. We also don't have anything for Insomnia Hour because, like, there hasn't really been much out. I don't know about you, but I've been struggling to find things to watch in general around this time.
What have I been watching? So what's been holding me together is Tulsa King.
Okay. I still haven't started. Maybe that's what I should happen.
And I neglected to watch the second season of Godfather of Harlem.
Okay.
I'm watching that.
I know a lot of the big shows that people said that we didn't watch, and they were like, you should have been watching them, was White Lotus, Succession, and I think the other one was like Billions. And I think I tried Billions at one point in time, and I just couldn't get into it at that time.
Okay.
But I think White Lotus is going to be the one that I give a shot to because I know that it's shorter. I think it's like 2 seasons, and each season is like 7 to 8 episodes.
Okay.
And I was like, I could bang that out.
Oh, so what are we calling this right now?
What do you mean? We're just kind of going over why there's no Insomnia Hour, but it's like,
all right,
I know that we have some shows on the horizon.
They are, and I'm excited because the dock is going to get filled back up.
Even though Abbott has an episode, but of course it's dropping today, so we can't possibly have seen an episode that hasn't come out
And
yet.
I'm excited about that. The Challenge is also dropping an episode today as well.
Hey, look at that.
Yep, there you go. But we have Godfather of Harlem Season 3 is coming out.
This is the Forrest Whitaker show, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. He plays Bumpy Johnson.
Yeah.
There's a strong presence of Malcolm X in the movie as well.
Show.
I'm sorry, and it's just it's a good show. I think Forrest Whitaker is doing a great job with it. There are a number. Old boy from Law and Order's in it. He plays the mafia guy on the other side of Harlem.
Christopher Maloney.
I'm just gonna
Talking about Stabler.
The oldest white dude that's been on the show. That's like the chubby dude. Not Stabler. No, not Stabler.
The chubby dude.
The old, yes. Oh my goodness.
The captain?
Not the captain. Come on, you're gonna make me look this up.
Type in chubby dude on Law and Order. If it's Ice-T, I'm gonna be pissed.
I'm gonna look at Godfather of Harlem because he's the other main character, so he would pop right up. You're gonna be mad when I say who it is. Vincent.
Oh, Vincent D'Onofrio?
There you go.
The Kingpin, bro?
There you go. Oh yeah, he did play the
Lieutenant
Kingpin.
Powell?
He did, but he's more known for Law and Order.
I think he's known for being Sergeant Powell than anything from Full Metal Jacket.
Oh
That's his
yeah.
biggest role.
Oh yeah.
He was also the cockroach from Men in Black.
I was thinking Men in Black, but I wasn't sure if that was him or not.
Sure.
Okay, there you go. But yeah, he plays the Italian mafia guy. So it's a good show. We got 50 verse ramping back up. So you got
what's next? 50 Shades of Mary J. Like, let's go. What's the next season?
You got Tariq coming. You got Tommy coming, and BMF is on the way as well.
Is BMF a part of the universe? I know it's a 50
it's
show.
A 50 show. But it's not part of the 50 verse.
Okay.
It's not part of the Power verse. But it is a 50 show.
Okay.
And again,
it's 2 completely different time frames, anyways, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Because
like
BMF is like
Big Meech's like time and stuff like that.
Yeah,
right?
definitely. Yes. Then we have Wu-Tang Season 3 coming out.
That's like
which I believe
February,
is the final season.
Is it really?
I believe it's the final season.
They did get everybody back though, which is pretty fire.
Which is dope. And last but not least, the final season of Snowfall is coming out. And I believe that's this month. I'll double check.
Is it that soon?
I believe it's either at the end of this month or beginning of February. But it's
so
right
Hulu's
there.
Gonna drop 2 of their biggest shows like at the same time because Wu-Tang and Snowfall.
Yeah.
Ooh. So right now we're in the death zone.
I think Snowfall is week by week.
Yeah.
But Wu-Tang would be as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, Hulu's gonna lock the game up. Maybe 50 should move to Hulu.
Or maybe
Get off
Voodoo.
the stars. Oh my goodness.
Somebody
posted a video the other day. Was like Tubi letting anything.
Anything. Like, yo, I've seen some of these Tubi
I
clips.
saw the dude shooting a gun, but he never had his finger on the trigger. The dude got hit in the body, and the blood pack that he got hit from fell.
Ain't no way, but
they was like they put everything on Tubi. Y'all about to get canceled in a week. That's out of
Tubi
control.
even a subscription-based service?
I don't know, fam.
I thought it was like Voodoo.
I signed on to it at one point just so I could watch that movie of the guy who was held up in his crib, the black dude. Like, yeah, it was just like some type of robbery that happened or something like that. He was held up in his. I forget the movie, but I literally watched that and then I turned it off.
Okay.
But, yeah, it was out of control. But yeah,
obviously we're we're waiting for Abbott to drop really for the most part, and then like we're chopping out the bit for other stuff. So we're trying to get back and get some of the stuff that we have.
Waiting to see if Peripheral drops another. I did watch the 8th episode. That does kind of seem like it might make
No, it was the finale. There has not been an episode since. That was like a month ago.
But you should really, if you're waiting for something to watch, Tulsa King is very interesting.
All right, so look, I'll leave it to the people in the comments. We're asking you guys to be more engaged and stuff like that. It's like, what should we watch in this time being?
I mean, they gave you 4 shows. You got to watch one of them 4 shows. You got White.
I came up with those shows. They didn't come up with them shows.
Oh, I thought you said somebody.
They were just like the top shows, and I was like, man, didn't see it.
Oh yeah.
Because for the most part, anytime anybody's like, yo, I know you watching this, and I'm like, damn sure, right, I am.
Mm-hmm.
Or Raisinist. Like, yo,
I'll be on the TV show.
If it's a movie, he ain't. I'm watching it. So like,
don't stop, pop that. There you go.
So seeing as we're back to popcorn, Papi, how many movies we have? 5 movies on the docket.
We have 4 movies on here.
There's 5 because the other one on there is Glass Onion, which you saw because we didn't talk about it yet.
Ooh. Did we not talk about Glass Onion?
No, we only brought it up because it was on our top 10 movies.
Top 10, got you. Okay.
So you want to leave that for the last one, or do you want to get it knock that out the way now?
No, I want to make it feel like I'm involved towards the end of the skit. So you go right ahead and get your stuff out the way.
Okay. So the first one that I saw is on HBO Max. It is actually a documentary. It was called This Place Rules. And I wish I knew the comedian who...
So you didn't go to the movies for this. So you could have just sent me a text. I could have watched this at the crib.
You could have, but I watched it literally last night. So like, there's no way that you were going to watch it at the time that I watched it. And it's... I know we're going to get to it sooner or later because it's like I literally watched it because the football game stopped in the middle and I didn't have anything else to do.
Gotcha.
And it was like, so I wound up watching the documentary. It's called This Place Rules. I wish that I knew the name of the comedian who hosts the documentary or who filmed it. But like he's really known for like he's on the streets and is like he's always asking people like really wild questions like like their biggest confessions and things like that. And it's like when you see him, you're like, I've definitely seen these videos before, but he's not like a widely known comedian. But this documentary covers a lot of the stuff that took place that led to the January 6th assault on the Capitol. And like you get to see a lot of the big name players such as like Alex Jones from InfoWars, like the parts that they all played in letting that event happen, like Donald Trump, stuff like that or whatever. But it's like you can start to see like we should have saw this coming a mile away type of deal. And it's like some of the people that were involved with it, they did see it come a mile away, which is one of the main reasons why they weren't there when a lot of that stuff happened. And then like once it happened, they were
familiar. He doesn't look familiar at all.
When you watch it, he does like a quick thing in the beginning of like, you might know me from, and he shows like a clip from his thing. And when you see the clip, he doesn't look like that anymore. Like, cause they're like older and stuff like that. Right. So like when you see that, you'll know who he is from there. But I thought it was very, very well done. He tries to be like as unbiased as possible, but the people that he interviews are just so wild and they say such wild things that it's hard for him to not like retort to them and be like, well, that's kind of like a really wild way to look at it. Like he actually sits down with Alex Jones. He sits down. I wish I could remember the dude. It's like Enrique something, but he was like a really big guy for like the left. And he talks about how Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and like the Proud Boys, like how they got involved and like what they initially were versus what they became. Because like he literally was at all of these rallies and stuff like that filming. So like he saw them what they first started off as to what they became because of like what the media made them become. Okay. And stuff like that. And it's like a really crazy, crazy lens. But and I want to save this last piece. But he has an interview with this one guy. And like, this one guy, he's saying like some really, really, really wild stuff. And then like he pulls his card and it's like, it's one of the best like, moments where you're just like, damn, like this guy, like he got you. Like just imagine like you in there and be like, yo, you a rat, he's a rat, they're a rat. And they're like, well, actually we have this recording right here of like when you ratted on like X amount of something like, it's one of those type of deals. And it was just like, oh my, it's such a satisfying thing. But it was a really good documentary. Like I said, it's on HBO Max. It's called This Place Rules. Okay. I think I want to say it was like a cool hour, 20 minutes. Okay. Maybe so. Like it wasn't like a bad watch, but it was just I really, really like to see like those interviews and stuff like that. Like when those people are so strong, like at one thing, and then like once you do like one question, like they don't really have an answer for it. And like you see how people just like regurgitate information that they see, and it's like he really delves into like why people do that. Like because a lot of these people are just lonely and they don't have a community to get into, but then they see that a lot of people are getting like going to these things, and then they just are like, well, if I just say the same things as these people, they'll accept me and I can hang out with these people, and I don't necessarily have to actually believe what they're talking about. I just have to just I wear the shirts, I get the hat, and it's like I'm part of the squad. I get to actually be part of something that I was never a part of.
Wow.
HBO Max, check it out.
That's wild.
The second movie that I watched, I saw this in the theater, was Babylon. And Babylon stars Margot Robbie and Brad Pitt. It is really like a love letter to just movies in general. But it's about like the progression in filmmaking and how actors went from being like kind of like a lower tier profession to being movie stars now, like as we know them. Like they literally start the movie, like they're still doing like Charlie Chaplin pictures where it's like they're talking and then the words come up. Like they're doing silent films. And then like they see the progression of like, yo, guess what's coming? Like they got sound in their movies. And they're like, oh, that'll never take. And then like obviously like the way they become from there. But this film follows three people. And I wish I could remember if you could look it up for me, like I really appreciate it. There's like a Puerto Rican actor in there, but it follows Brad Pitt, who's like the premier actor at the time. So we get to see what the premier actor in Hollywood, like how he evolves, but then like once things start moving in a certain way, when you become like a has-been type of deal. Then you have like Margot Robbie's character, who's like doesn't want anything more than to be an actress.
Maguire's in here.
Tobey Maguire is in there, and he has an amazing scene.
Diego Calva.
Yep, that's it. Diego Calva. I'm gonna get to him in a second. But so Margot Robbie,
Olivia Wilde.
Yes, I think she actually directed some.
Lucas Haas.
You just got to keep going. All right, who's in this movie?
Jeff Garland. I don't know these people's name, but Ethan Suplee.
Who?
Ethan Suplee. He was the guy. I remember the Titans, but now he's Diesel.
I know you wanna leave me.
Me and Rev really be digging on the Temptations. My bad. Go ahead.
He was also in Boy Meets World, and he was Vader's son.
There you go. Louis. Why does Louis Tan look so familiar?
Mm-hmm. So can I continue with what's going on in this movie?
Right. Yes, go ahead. My bad.
Margot Robbie is in this movie, and she plays like a young aspiring actress. So we get to see how like movies were just very wildly filmed back then too. It was like you had to capture everything in the moment, and like movie sets were just very wide open. So like they'd literally be filming a movie here and then have 3 or 4 movies going right there. And they would have actors literally running between movies, and it's like they don't even know like where the checks are coming from and like all this other stuff. And they're getting uncredited roles, but it's like we get to see her go from that to becoming like a premier movie star. And then we get Diego Calva's character, who's probably the real main character of this movie, he's clearly like an immigrant, and he does like a lot of the grunt work. Like, you know, when they need like an elephant, he'd be like, I know an elephant guy. They need this, he's like, I know this guy. They're like, oh, these cameras broke, we need a new camera. They send him to go get it. And his whole thing is like, he's like, I just want to be a part of the movie process. Like, I just want to, my dream is to like be on set. And he becomes like a director and stuff like that. And like, he winds up directing like some pretty big stuff that like we've seen and stuff like that. Like, and it's like, it's all based on a true story.
Excuse me. Thorough snap, by the way.
Is that why you were like doing like this?
Yes, I was so distracted by that snap. Put me in check right quick.
So like I said, like the movie's like really just like an ode to in general, because then like there is a scene like towards the end of the movie when it's like it's not really a spoiler, but like he goes to the movies and it's like the movie that he's watching, it has the Singing in the Rain in it, which is like one of the biggest scenes like in movies. And then it's like they take the time out from there just to show like how movies evolve. So it's like you start to see that, and then like other stuff. Then you get to see like Terminator, and then Avatar, Matrix, like just like the just how far this medium has come, and like these humble beginnings that they came from. But they're doing it in the movie's called Babylon, because like Babylon is like this place that they go to where actors like unwind, and it's like these most unhinged Studio 54 type parties. Like people are just like, there's like orgies going on, people are doing drugs all over the place and all this other stuff, whatever. It is a very, very, very wild movie. It's also a very long movie, and it was it was a long movie, and
lost me there.
If I'm being honest, it was pretty okay. Like if I'm putting it on the nasty scale, which is where it's got to go, I think it falls between matinee and $5 Tuesday. I think it becomes a $5 Tuesday. I think if you're one of those people that like you are in love with the cinema and like, you know, the process of it, like the behind the scenes of it, and things of that nature, then it becomes like a matinee. But like overall, like it's really just like a pretty bloated project, and it's like you get what they're trying to say, and there are some crazy entertaining things that happen, but like there's way too many stretches where you're just like, can we get to the next thing? Where you're doing that like a lot.
Right.
But like that was Babylon. And so what's the next on the list?
Babylon about that movie.
Oh, that was
what?
No, we're gonna sit in that because that was bad, bro. That was one of the worst jokes I heard.
I got all year to bounce back. It's still early.
And then you followed it up with that one. Jesus, you could have just moved on. So the next movie I saw is Puss in Boots. The last one. And this movie is an absolute delight. So I'll say that right there. It's awesome. Apparently, people are making a big deal of the fact that its first week out, it already bumped Avatar 2 as the #1 movie. And people are like,
kids want to see this though.
Yeah, I wanted to see it, and I wanted to see it again. To be honest, like I took my niece to go see it.
Was there mad inappropriate innuendos? Because I know Puss in Boots can be that way.
No, it wasn't that. No, I don't think it was that bad like at all.
Oh, but like, there was some bad moments.
What do you mean? Like, there's not like sexual innuendos. Like he flirts with a kitty soft paws, but like aside from that, like no, not really. But
why'd you say it like that?
Because I was gonna do the Antonio Banderas, like kitty softball, like I was just like that's not right there. But this movie stars Puss in Boots. It's called Puss in Boots: The Last Wish because Puss in Boots, at this point in time, he dies in the beginning of the movie.
Whoa! Spoiler alert!
It's literally in the trailer for the movie.
I have not seen the trailer.
All right, so like he dies in the beginning of the movie, and then he wakes up in the hospital room. He's like, "But I'm Puss in Boots. I'm invincible." And they're like, "Hate to break this to you, Puss, but like you're literally on your last of your 9 lives." And like he's just so like they run through like the rigmarole of like his last 8 deaths, and he's like, "Yo, I lost count," and like and all this other stuff. There's like now he's on his last life, and he has to journey to find the wishing star that can bring him his lives back. So he journeys off with Kitty Softpaws, who's a former love interest of his, and a dog who's pretending to be a cat named Perito, who's by far the star of this movie. I will kill for this dog. I want you to know that. He's easily the best character in this entire movie. So like I neglected to mention that like Puss in Boots has pissed off a ton of people, and they all have found out that he's on his last life. So they sent.
Do you know who plays Kitty Southpaw?
It's Salma Hayek.
Oh, okay. Did you say that already?
No.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to just run through who's in this movie before which call you stop my flow again?
Nope. I was looking for the name you just said. Who'd you just say?
Perito, the dog.
Pedro?
Yeah.
Harvey Guillén? I've never heard of him.
I have no idea who that is.
Okay.
Best character in the movie without a doubt.
Okay. Continue.
He looks like the most Puerto Rican person like I've ever seen. But because he's on his last life, they sent a bunch of bounty hunters after him. And one of those bounty hunters is the big bad wolf. And when I tell you, he is one of the most imposing and scary villains. And like every time he shows up, he starts to have that thing.
Look who the big bad wolf is.
Is that Pablo Escobar from Narcos?
Yes.
I had no idea.
Yes.
Yo, he is so good as the villain in this movie that like you are terrified from Puss in Boots like the whole time, because that's kind of like the whole lesson that he has to learn is because he's Puss in Boots, he has to live up to this legend, and he has all these songs about the fearless Puss in Boots until he runs into the big bad wolf and he feels fear for the first time. He's like he's never had the hair on the back of his neck stand up or anything like that.
What?
When the big bad wolf shows up, that dude is no joke. And it's like he's legit terrifying the entire movie. They sent Goldilocks and the Three Bears after him. Little Jack Horner is also trying to go after there. It's much fun. This movie's a ball. It's a great time. Full price this movie. Puss in Boots 2. It made me want to go back and watch Puss in Boots 1. That's how good it was.
Should I go see that before Avatar?
Yeah, relax. Go see Avatar. That was a nice try, though.
Okay.
So, yeah, full price it. Puss in Boots 2, well worth it. And like, Salma Hayek makes me feel weird about cats. Anyways, so the next movie that I actually saw it today, like a couple hours ago, so it's still pretty fresh in my mind.
Word.
But it is a movie called The Whale,
which
stars.
Didn't know.
Hey, because you were at work. I was unemployed, so I had the time. So I went to go see The Whale. starring Brendan Fraser. It is a very small, contained movie.
Okay.
Brendan Fraser plays a very obese shut-in.
Oh, I did.
So
see
he
the
has to
picture,
be.
right.
He has to be.
Did he really gain that weight, or is
No,
that
no, no. Like you can tell that like.
Because that's a
Like
lot.
he's wearing. He did gain some weight. I think mostly for his face.
Mm-hmm.
But like he's easily.
Come on, Brendan. We know you was already carrying that around.
He's 600-700 pounds. Like in this movie,
he's wearing like a tarp.
He's one of those people that are so big that like he can't get up on his own. Like he needs like the walker. He needs the things to get in bed. But he plays like this shut-in.
I see.
And he finds out that he has a heart condition, and it's very, very close that he's going to be dying soon.
Sheesh.
So he's trying to like make amends for like a lot of the mistakes that he's made, but he's also like very, very set in his ways. But there's people in his life that genuinely care about him, and they're trying to, he got that big because something terrible happened to him, and it's like, so he's punishing himself by eating all this food or whatever, but like these other people are trying to tell him that like he doesn't need to do that because he's a great person no matter what he looks like, stuff like that, because he is a very optimistic, he's very nice. His job, he's like a college professor, but like he purposely says that like his camera's broken, like they're online learning and stuff like that, so like that way they don't have to see what he looks like. And it's just like, it is such a heartbreaking movie, like all the way through. And it's like, I saw a lot of the reviews before this, and they were like, yo, whatever the award is, they got to give it to Brendan Fraser. They got to give it to him. And I was like, there's no way that this movie's that good. I don't know what the award is, bro. Brendan Fraser bodies it in this movie. And it's like, I cried like maybe like 3 times. And I'm talking about like, by the end of this movie, like me and everybody else in the theater are like sobbing, crying. Like, it's just like, it's so... it's like very beautifully shot. It's very beautifully acted. The movie all takes place in his apartment because he can't go anywhere. He can't go downstairs. He can't go anywhere. So like, you're literally with him when, when he gets like all his news, when he needs to use the bathroom, when he wakes up in the morning, like so you feel like you're in this apartment with him. Like he has a nurse that checks up on him that's like actually like his best friend. And it's like, you hear the conversations that they have, and it's just like so heartbreaking because like you can understand and see how people become that way. And it's just like, and then like he has to have the conversation too, like with some people like that, because there's newer people that do show up, and he's just like, when you look at me, like you think that I'm disgusting, or like you look at me and like you think about like how awful like I am. He's like, I look like that because that's how I feel on the inside. And it's just like, oh my God, like he has like bars upon bars upon bars in this movie. One of the people in this movie that you would know is Max from Stranger Things, the red hair girl.
Oh yeah.
She plays like his estranged daughter,
that little sister, right?
No, Max, the one with the red hair, the one that Vecna was.
Yeah, that's the little sister.
Who's little? Oh, Billy's sister, right?
Yeah.
Billy's been dead for like 2 seasons. Ain't nobody think about him.
At one point, I thought Vecna was Billy.
I think a lot of us did. But like she kills it in her role too. She's like his estranged daughter, and like it's just like it's this thing of like I don't even know how to like truly describe it. I think it is just like it's easy to connect with this because I think we all understand that like even people that aren't doing this, like with food, like we understand, like you come to the understanding of like why people choose anything, whether it be alcohol, whether it be drugs, whether it be self-harm. It's like why they do that. And it's like, you don't really process like these certain things that happen and all this shame, all this regret. And it's just like, it's such a heavy movie. And it's like, that's the thing about it where it's like, I understand like it'll be tough for like a lot of people to see it, like especially like children, because they won't get it. But it's just like, I can only imagine as a parent watching this, being someone who has lost a parent and then watching this movie, and it's like, you're seeing like all these interactions and all these relationships, and it's just like, it's just so heartbreaking.
Triggering.
I don't want to say triggering. It's just really just heartbreaking. Like at the end of the movie, it was dead silent, aside from people blowing their noses or a lot of that going on.
Sheesh.
And like people just left, and it's just like I get people like, "Are you ready?" Something like that. Like it's just like they were. Everybody was so like we couldn't say anything in this movie because like we were just done.
Sound like
emotionally.
I went to a funeral or something.
It felt like we did.
Oh my goodness.
But like The Whale from Brendan Fraser, full price that movie.
Wow.
It was way better than what I thought it was going to be, and I don't know what the awards are going to look like, but I think Brendan Fraser needs to be in the conversation.
Okay.
Crushed it. First time he's been in a movie in I don't know how
Early
long.
in the year.
Early in the year.
Already putting on.
I think all of these movies came out in 2022.
Mhm.
So like I'm not sure like what list I should add them to because it's like we've already done our year-end review. So like
then they wouldn't qualify.
I don't think so.
No.
But like Oscar season, like this movie first of all is complete Oscar bait, and like there should be that's naming nibbling on that meat. Do yourself a favor if you have the time. If you like the way From Scratch made you feel, go watch The Whale and go see how you feel about that.
Okay.
And the last movie that we have on the docket is the Netflix.
I did want to ask you a question before you move on because I was going to start a movie tonight, but I wasn't sure if it was an old movie that just got put on Netflix or a Netflix original. It's called White Noise.
I think it's a Netflix original.
And it stars the guy from Star Wars. Who's the one who was like,
You act like there's not 19 Star Wars movies.
I know.
With a million different...
The newest one.
Okay.
Where the girl is the new Jedi.
Yeah. Okay.
What's the guy's name?
John Boyega? The black guy?
No.
Can you describe the person to me more?
Yeah, the other guy who was like part of the Sith. He goes to the dark side. Yes.
Adam Driver.
There you go. He stars in the movie.
Does he?
Yes.
You know what the movie's about?
Nope.
Thank you so much.
I think what prompted me to want to watch is I think I saw Don Cheadle in it, and I was just like, anything that he's in it, I'm willing to watch, even if it's only for 10 minutes.
Okay,
I'll definitely watch it.
Any Don Cheadle movie? That's where you're at. That's where you stand with it. He's one of those actors for you.
I like Don.
Okay.
I like Don. I'm gonna look it up right now just to make sure. It does say 2022. I just wasn't sure when it came out, but yep, Don Cheadle. Andre 3000 is in this movie. Okay,
I do know what movie you're talking about. Then
you do?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about because I've seen Andre 3000 in the trailer. Because the main character is a female. It's like Amy Adams or something like that, right? Or Michelle Williams.
You're wrong. She's the wife of Adam.
All right, I'm talking about a different movie. Andre 3000 is in another movie that I saw in the trailer for The Whale this morning.
What?
Getting ready to come out.
Oh my goodness!
That stars Michelle Williams and Andre 3000 is in it.
Not to digress any further, but there was a random photo going around of like Andre 3000
and Big Boy. I saw that.
Big Boy sitting like on some thrones or something. Yeah. Like,
I saw that.
I would probably not listen to any other music if that happens. I'm just saying.
You listen to the last Big Boy and Andre 3000 album?
No, but if this happens,
I was gonna say, like, let me hear your thoughts about Sir Lucius Left right now, because like I know what the album was. I didn't listen to it.
No, but this one would have me intrigued. But yes, so the last movie is none other than The Glass Onion,
a Knives Out mystery.
Knives Out mystery, which I found out that the scene on like the whole major plot of the movie, like that whole Glass Onion, is a real place that you can go and visit.
Okay. I will give. Can you right now name me 3 people that are in the movie? Name it.
Their names?
Their names.
Ed Norton.
Boom. I knew you would get one of them.
I don't know the James Bond guy's name.
Come on, man. Two people. Give me 2 more people. I know you got it in you. I believe in you.
Yes.
You got
it. No, not.
Who?
Oh my goodness. How do you say her name? I know her name.
What's her name? Who is it? Which character is it?
I know her name. Oh my goodness, I know her name.
What's the girl? What does she look like?
She's a music artist. Fairly young, nice brown skin.
Oh, so black girl.
Yes, the black girl.
Where's she from?
She's a music artist. She's not from a movie.
Oh, she's not?
She's been in other movies.
She wasn't in Hidden Figures, one of the best movies like these past
Never
years?
seen it.
You never saw Hidden Figures?
I never seen it. I promise you I never seen it.
What's her name? Sorry. You took a deep breath like you knew her name. There's no way you can't name 3 people in here.
As soon as you say it, I'm going to know it. It's just like, I know everyone in the movie. I just don't know their names.
There's another character that you have to know this person's name. No. This is awful. This is awful, bro. Come on, ain't no way. Dave Bautista? You don't know Bautista?
I forgot Bautista was in the movie. I forgot he did a good job too.
He did.
A lot of people were saying he might be the best wrestler actor. Because they're trying to, they're trying to shade on The Rock. I guess
That's pretty much what it comes down to.
That's basically what it is.
And it's because, Batista's been taking more dramatic roles, and he's a pretty good dramatic actor.
Yeah.
But I would argue that John Cena, as a comedic actor, is better than all the rest of them, period. I think John Cena actually has
his bag
comedic talent. No, you're just better at this one thing. Put it this way, Dave Bautista has never had to lead anything. He's not the lead in any of his TV shows or nothing like that. John Cena did Peacemaker and was a great Peacemaker all the way through. He was the lead of that show. He had to be. Yeah. Then he did, Cock Blockers? Mm-hmm. The thing is, everybody goes back to that Marine movie, and everybody has a
John Bautista played the brother in C.
Dave Bautista.
What did I say?
John.
I'm sorry. Dave Bautista played the brother in C.
He also is Drax the Destroyer in Guardians of the Galaxy.
But that's more comedic. And C, it was more.
I wouldn't be able to tell you because I ain't see that shit.
But I know the guy from James Bond is in it. I know Ed Norton who played the Hulk.
Dave Bautista's from James Bond.
Who's the music artist? I'm mad that I don't remember.
Janelle Monáe.
Janelle Monáe. Oh my goodness.
Kate Hudson.
Is that the older white lady?
Birdie, whatever her name is. Yeah.
Yes.
She's known for being in all the rom-coms, and if Kate Hudson's this movie's gonna be trash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. She was also in.
She's in a lot of movies.
No, but recently she was in the Wizard, the witch joint from MCU, where she made the whole town. Oh my goodness.
She was not in that movie.
Then we're not talking about the same. Yes, WandaVision. She was the other.
Talking about Catherine Hahn.
There you go. She's getting a spinoff, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Agatha Harkness.
She's in it. There you go. See, I know these people. I just don't know their names, bro. I'm not on it like that. I apologize. I'm surprised that you have this memory bank with all these names in it. It's very impressive.
They're common people that you see all the time.
I'm both impressed and hating at the same time.
You try to tell me that you can't name me the 15th man on the New York Knicks roster, but it's I can't know actors. You could probably tell me how tall Quentin Grimes is and what college you went to. I can just tell you that's Kate Hudson.
But he's definitely 6'3", and I'm glad that he's back on the roster because I can't deal with Julius Pumpkin Randle, who's having another great season, so I can't be mad at him either.
But we'll save that. We'll save that.
But yeah, so The Glass Onion is a murder mystery movie.
Please try to describe this movie without telling the mystery.
We went through this already.
I know. This is why I'm telling you this again.
It's a murder mystery movie. All right, that involves a group of friends who embarked on a journey together. Things went awry, but they still have relationships, and every year they do some type of party shindig together as a group. And each year it always surrounds an extravagant trip somewhere. And they always have some type of murder mystery that happens on these trips as a party trick or as a fun thing. It's kind of like if you all get together with family members and you play Monopoly or you play Sorry or everybody plays Twister. Their thing is they get together, they go to an exotic place and they do a murder mystery and they spend the weekend having brunch and having dinner and doing all this stuff, giving each other gifts while they're trying to figure out the murder mystery. But this one has a twist because it doesn't go the way they plan. There's new people that are added to this weekend that they don't usually know is going to be there, and all these other truths come out while they're in the middle of this murder mystery, which throws everything off the rail, and it's a pretty exciting movie.
Not bad.
If I was to use the nasty scale, I would say it's a matinee.
Really? You put it on your top 10 movies of the year.
I didn't have 10. I had 8.
Disrespectful to that. Use the raisin scale, whatever that shit is.
I'm not gonna.
Would you watch it on your phone or watch it on the TV? Watch it on the phone, watch it on the TV, or watch it in the theaters? I watched it on the TV. I watched it on the TV. Would you have watched it in the theaters?
I would see this movie in the theaters. I just wouldn't be pressed to go see it. That's why I said it's a matinee. I would pay full price to see this movie. But
I feel like you're losing what the scale actually means.
Am I? I'm just adding all parts of the scale.
You hear what you just said?
It ain't a must see, but I will go check it out.
I'll go to the matinee, but I pay full price for the matinee.
As long as it's before 10.
Make no damn sense. So you'd go see the movie just at this time, but you'd pay full price money. Makes no goddamn sense.
It's a matinee. I pay full price for.
On the razor scale, he'd see it in the theaters.
In the razor scale, I would see it in the theaters. That's my 3. In case I haven't made this clear, if I'm watching it on my phone, I'm unentertained, or I'm just trying to get.
I'm very well on the razor scale. Apparently, you're not.
I'll watch it on TV, or I'll watch it in the theaters.
Or you skip it.
or I don't watch it at all.
Or background noise.
Or background noise. But that's basically phone though. You know what I mean? So I would go see this in the theater.
When you watch movies on your phone, you're watching other stuff as well? You are the worst person that's ever existed. Why am I sitting next to you, bro? You disgust me on so many levels.
I'm your little dumb player.
I'm mad at you right now that I'm not budgeting. I feel like this is the most resistance I've ever given. He is trying so hard to move. I feel like the whale.
He is a tree rooted by the sea.
I'm powered by disgust right now. Like, it is insane. I feel like at this point, since like, you know, we are coming towards the end of the episode and stuff like that, like we can kind of go spoiler. We're going to do spoiler talk now.
On The Glass Onion?
Yeah. So like, I mean, at the end of the day, I saw it as well. Mm-hmm. I think it was in between a full price and a matinee. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie.
What I said?
I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a matinee. I thought it was a matinee level movie. Mm-hmm. Razor said that he would go to the theaters and watch it. So we have pretty high opinions of this movie. Yes. It's on Netflix. Go watch The Glass Onion. From here on out, spoiler alert. This is the last movie that we're going to talk about. So unless you're going to stay tuned for our next part, leave now if you don't want to hear any spoilers for the Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. In 3, 2, 1. Did the mystery get you?
Yes.
Okay, what did you not see coming?
The sister.
I thought that was a really wild thing to put in there, and when it got introduced, I went...
So this is what happened. When it got introduced, I was like, it's not a sister. She's fronting like it's a sister so that she can act and get this...
I thought the same thing,
so I was just like, this is really wrapped up. It wasn't really wrapped up. It was exactly how it appeared. Yeah. You know what I mean? But then when she got popped, I was like, oh, shoot. I was just like, all right, it don't even matter that she's a sister no more. But then, like, the whole book situation, I was like, oh, okay. Let's see where we're going with this. He squirted the hot sauce on her. I think the most entertaining thing for me was just like they had this whole murder mystery thing set up, and dude was like...
He solved it in like 10 seconds.
It was like... You murdered him. He was like, wait, what? He was like, look at the jewel on your chain and this, and the third. You have the most motive because you this in the magazine that you were holding, and the arrow should be here in 3, 2, 1. Eureka.
Little squirts on the blood too.
Look like a Tubi movie.
Yeah, Edward Norton's disappointment when Benoit Blanc shows up, like in general.
Yes.
But he's just like, why are you here?
Right.
Because I was wondering why they were treating him kind of crazy when he got there. Like nobody was like talking to him.
Right.
Or anything like that. And I was just like, yo, apparently he's a very famous detective because like every one of them knew who he was.
Right.
So I was like, he's apparently really famous. I was like, why are they acting like they're too good to talk to him?
Because they had something to hide.
And they all had something to hide.
Every single one of them has something to hide.
And also just the fact that he wasn't supposed to be there at all.
Right. And I think it was a good assessment, especially considering some of the things I've been going through just in life generally. But it was just like everything is not always as it seems. So they give you all these face value situations that are going on, and you're like, oh wow. But then when you find out what's actually behind it, you're like, oh, really? Not exactly what I thought it was to be in the first place. So like when Shorty's sleeping with Ed Norton, you're like, oh, she's cheating on Batista, and then all of a sudden you find out Batista sent Shorty to get a job done. So it's just like, oh, what is going on in here? It's just like
motive.
Right.
Motive.
Right.
I tell you right now, man, Benoit Blanc, I'll watch whatever movie he's about to be in. Listen. Apparently people are petitioning for the next Knives Out to be with the Muppets. I was like, I will be there front row to watch that movie, to watch him do a murder mystery case. My golly gee there, Kermit. Look at I'll be there.
Yeah, he did a great job.
It was Miss Piggy.
He did. He did a great job. He really sold in on his character because he's got a UK accent too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like I think it's astonishing to do that.
I feel like he has fun playing this character too, and like you can kind of tell that he enjoys playing.
He definitely enjoys.
He's like, that's just dumb,
and it's a complete,
dumb.
Polar opposite of what he's getting from Jane Bond, like the super stoic, gritty, murdering people type stuff. Yeah. Like, and then over here you have like. He's got like this super country type thing going on.
Pretty sure he's gay as hell too.
I mean, he could be that too. But
you notice how when they were spraying them for like the COVID thing, like he didn't even like everybody was like ah, and he was just like huh. I was like, oh.
That's your assessment.
He also had like the nice little scarf. When they went to his crib, Hugh Grant was living there with him.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a mystery right there.
That's right.
Motive.
Right. The super high slacks.
Motive and opportunity. Like,
I'm not doing this for you. Now you're the detective.
I'm just saying.
It was kind of funny to see the Hugh Jackman cameo though. He's
Hugh Grant. Wolverine is not in this movie.
I'm so bad with that.
I don't understand. You work.
I'm so bad with that.
But you work at a school. You know everybody's name and their own individual handshake. And you know basketball players, like where they're from, who their wife is, where they went to high school. But like you can't get actors. Like what is?
I know
the people you actually spend money to see.
I do not have a connection to them.
You don't got a connection with Rocky or none of these people.
I don't even know Sly.
He's got a nickname in your.
He don't know me.
All right, brother. You want to talk about the Tulsa King, all that other stuff, whatever. Anyways, like, you have your favorite scene in the movie is the part where he reveals the mystery, like within like 5 seconds.
Yes,
I thoroughly enjoyed that scene, like as well. Is there a part of this movie that you were like did not like, or you were just like, ugh, not really feeling this part of the movie?
Yeah, the whole breaking the statues until I really realized was like, all right, so I understand what you're getting to.
Yeah.
But like this whole moment of breaking the statues is whack, especially considering you try to get everybody on your side to go against this man, and they're literally doing you dirty the way they did your sister. And now that you're breaking these statues, now everybody's like, yeah, girl, go ahead and get it. I'm going to break a statue too. Like just 3 minutes ago.
What was the name of the black dude? I feel like he's the only person I did not know in this movie.
He was in something else, but I don't know his name.
I want to say his name's like Leslie Odom Jr., but I could be wrong.
Related to Lamar?
But I don't know like what else he could possibly be from. But like when I first saw him in the trailers, I was like, "Oh, Michael Jai White is in this movie. I'm definitely about to go see this."
Oh my goodness!
You just called Hugh Grant, Hugh Jackman, and you're gonna be mad.
It is Leslie Odom Jr.
Is it?
That was really spot on. I thought he was the guy from The Peripheral. Am I wrong?
You know these. So all black people look alike. You know, like.
No, they just. Oh my goodness! Why are you doing this to me?
You talking about the paraplegic in The Peripheral?
Yes.
Oh no. Is there anything?
That's what he was in. He played Muhammad Ali in One Night in Miami.
A movie I didn't see.
Yeah.
What else was he in that I possibly saw?
He doesn't have a long list.
He played Muhammad Ali?
Yeah.
Have they seen Muhammad Ali? I was like, because like, who was it? Regina King that made that movie?
Who?
Regina King from The Watchmen. Whatchamacallit from Poetic Justice with Regina King.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He
plays Sam Cooke. He doesn't play Muhammad Ali. He plays Sam Cooke. I'm tripping.
Jesus Christ, man.
But I don't remember Regina King being in this movie.
No, she directed the movie.
Oh, yes. But yeah, he doesn't have like an extensive line. He was in Hamilton, but I never watched Hamilton. He was in Harriet. Yeah, he doesn't have an extensive catalog, but he could just be starting out.
But he was like
was in Red Tails.
Another movie I didn't see, but like don't you dare tell me shame on me for not seeing Red Tails when you saw
Rage
8 movies.
Little beige rage coming on.
I'm not beige. I'm not beige. Now I feel like I'm being racially profiled because you know what I'm saying. Like,
you just told me I think all black people look alike. I'm not trying to hear that.
You said that you thought he was just another black guy from another TV show, and they don't look anything alike.
Oh my goodness,
nothing alike. See, he actually looks like Michael Jai White.
You're saying all black people look alike.
No, I'm saying he looks like Michael Jai White.
He does not look like Michael Jai White.
First of all, Michael Jai White looks like my father. And like I thought he looked like my father. So like I thought that they were the same person.
Insert picture of your dad.
Because am I wrong? Am I wrong? First of all, my dad is an identical twin and my mother is an identical twin. And I've never not been able to tell them apart.
And he practices martial arts.
I'm telling you. And this
nigga just double hit back. Oh my goodness, that is hilarious. But yes, if you get a chance to, it's right on Netflix. It's not.
I want to say it's the #1 movie on Netflix right now. It's got to be.
I will check.
Somebody made a pretty good point about it though, where like they were on Twitter, and they were like, Knives Out at this point in time. They're like, Knives Out has been out for 3 days, and all I see is people making memes or talking about like the Benoit Blanc character. in general.
It's not even in the top 10. But a lot of things just came out. So Wednesday is still strong at number 2. Kaleidoscope just came out, which people are raving about. You didn't hear?
Those are TV shows, number 1. And
yep.
number 2, you just got to stop in the middle of like what I was trying to say.
You're right. My bad. Go. I'm sorry. I was trying to be helpful for you. Go ahead.
I wanted us to sit in your disrespect for a minute. Learn your place. That was a little too far.
Put your glasses on. All right, Skip.
See, the thing is, and now I don't even remember the point that I was trying to make. Can you tell me what I was saying? Because you wasn't listening. What I was trying to say is that someone on Twitter had made the point of Knives Out at this point in time had been out only for like a couple of days. And
it had only been out for a couple of days, and
you sucked your teeth like you was getting ready to interrupt me again, and that's why I was looking at you crazy.
Nope.
And they're just saying that, it only been out for a couple of days, that people have just been making a bunch of memes about the Benoit Blanc character and talking about what they want for the next Knives Out mystery to be, or who they want to be the antagonist of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And not a single meme or a single thing has been brought up about the Avatar movie except for the amount of money that it makes. Mm-hmm. And they were just like, that is the difference between impact and cultural impact and so on and so forth.
Right.
And I thought about that and I was like, damn, that's crazy. Because he even said it. He was like, the same thing with the first movie. He was like, could you remember any Avatar memes where people are talking about they can't wait to see the next Avatar? What's the next thing going to be? Mm-hmm. They're like, no, because it's just it's a spectacle. People saw it and then everybody went, eh. But it's when you have character-driven stories or things that people can attach to, it's they want to see more of that. And then it's they start to think, oh, I would love to see this person do this. And they're excited about the next movie. Avatar is one of those things that's people are going to see it, but nobody really is super, super excited to see it. Whereas a movie like this, which is on a smaller budget
mm-hmm.
and done in a different way, when it's done correctly, the people will turn out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there are more people that saw this than saw the original Knives Out, and then they went back and watched the original Knives Out and watched how amazing that movie was.
I thought this was from something else. Who was in the original Knives Out?
Well, Daniel Craig, Benoit Blanc,
mm-hmm.
Ana de Armas. I don't know why you asked me to tell you these things that I know you don't know. Ana de Armas, Chris Evans.
Chris Evans sounds familiar. Is that Captain America?
It is Captain America.
Okay.
And then it's that's also an ensemble cast, but those are the main people that are in that movie.
Oh, it says this is a film series, so maybe there's more of these to come?
Yeah, because it's a Knives Out mystery. That's why there's the first one and the second one. That makes it a series. And they want to make a third one.
Jamie Lee Curtis?
Oh, yeah, she plays one of the aunts. I think you would thoroughly enjoy the first Knives Out.
I think I'm going to check this out.
I think you should. The fact that you haven't watched it is kind of disrespectful. It's a Benoit Blanc himself.
Oh, it's got Homie from Atlanta in it.
Which one? Lakeith Stanfield?
Yep.
Yeah, I think he plays one of the cops.
But
regardless of the fact, if you have the time, Glass Onion, the Knives Out mystery is worth your time. It's on Netflix. Go check it out.
And it is the number 1 movie on Netflix. You were correct.
And with that being said, that kind of ends part 1. So if anyone wants to stick around for part 2, we're going to hit the playground. We got some pretty heavy stuff that happened in sports and some pretty big things that we're going to talk about. But if not, we'll see you in episode 71. We'll see you in part 2. Don't forget to like and subscribe and make sure you comment.